peaches, it's Shaaba, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on another video. I get it, you're probably so sick of me by now. You saw me on Christmas Day right here. You might have joined us on our Christmas stream. Our stream on Christmas evening, not evening of Christmas, over on Twitch. I did the little wholesome memes video, but I wanted to continue with normal scheduling even though it's the holidays, particularly the Am I the Arsehole, because Christmas can be a tricky time. There's a lot of family politics involved and it's very likely that some people will have been involved in this family politics too. So I wanted to share some other Am I the Arsehole situations around Christmas, so if you were going through it, it's something that could help you. So with that in mind, should we go fishing for some assholes to have some fun, to expand our mindsets and hopefully help some other people out? You ready? Am I the asshole for telling my in-laws no to Christmas breakfast? Every year for Christmas, normally I, 24-year-old woman, will spend Christmas with my family for lunch and then we'll go to my partner, 27-year-old man's parents, for a late lunch or dinner. However, this year is different because his parents decided they wanted to go away instead, so we wouldn't be spending any of Christmas with them. We ended up deciding to spend Christmas at our house this year since they were going away, and my family were more than happy to come and spend it with us at our house for lunch. Oh, hosting. That's a big deal. This is the first year ever that we are hosting Christmas at our house. We still invited his family in case they changed their mind and wanted to spend Christmas with the grandkids, even triple checking that they were still going away and they weren't coming so we could organise how much food to get for Christmas lunch. They're coming, aren't they? I just know it. I know they're going to be like last minute, nope, they're coming. A few days ago, my partner had come to talk to me, explaining that his parents now wanted to spend Christmas with us, which is very last minute. And they wanted to come to our house for breakfast. Oh, but he doesn't know why they don't just come for lunch and will ask if they can just postpone their trip a few hours and do lunch. I never heard anything about it, so I asked him today if his parents were coming to lunch. He told me no, they're coming for breakfast. So you now have to do Christmas lunch for the first time and Christmas breakfast. It's always this way with them though. Everything has always had to be convenient for them and suit them, and an inconvenience for us, even though they don't have kids to cart around or any heavy responsibilities. It's just so inconvenient for us to do both a lunch and a breakfast, between waking up with a newborn and a young child on Christmas morning, opening presents, cleaning the house, setting up outside, prepping and cooking food for lunch, and taking care of the kids. There is no time for a Christmas breakfast. Not only is there no time, but I'm not going to have any room in the kitchen to cook or clean the dishes for breakfast because of all the dishes and food that we'll be cooking for lunch. I explained this to my partner, but it just turned into an argument that he told me I can be the one to tell them that they can't come then, even though I was never asked and it was never confirmed with me, and that I don't get to make all of the rules. Christmas brings out the stress in everybody, especially when it comes to families. Oh my goodness. Even though I'll be the one up late wrapping presents, feeding the baby, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids as well. I'm putting my foot down because I'm not going out of my way, having a rush day, and extra stress put on me because it's convenient for them when they can either choose to not come at all or delay their trip for a couple of hours. Am I the arsehole? Not the arse. Yeah, so definitely not the arsehole. I don't know what my hesitation was. Not the arsehole. Hang on, there was a little bit of a hesitation. I'm just trying not to assume. Within the context, it might be that they can't delay the trip for a couple of hours. Where are they going? Are they going to an airport? In which case, no, you can't delay because you need to be checked in at a certain time. Maybe they have plans or reservations that they've already booked, even if they're not flying, which means that they can't delay. For a number of reasons, maybe they can't make that Christmas lunch and that's okay. And if they want to see you for breakfast, one, if it's not convenient for you because it's a last minute change of plans, despite you confirming with them so many times, then they just need to respect that. And your partner, who is their son, needs to be on your side with that, especially if you are the one doing all of the work to prep for Christmas Day. But also, something that I don't understand, and maybe you wouldn't be happy with this, but I certainly would. If you want to come on Christmas morning, fine, come on Christmas morning, but I'm not cooking for you. Bring food yourself, cook yourself. And if you don't want to because you're going away and you have other plans, guess what, babe? So do we. Like, bring something with you that's small, like croissants. Like, it doesn't need to be this big special thing because they're impeding, as you have rightly said. So no, you're not the asshole, but I'm just wondering if other things could be explored, and I don't think that they are the asshole for not coming to lunch because we don't know the context as to why they're not coming for lunch, right? That's where my hesitation was coming from. Not the asshole. You shouldn't be the only one doing childcare, cooking and attending to Christmas crap. Husband should be helping. Maybe that's why he thinks it's no big deal. But how will he get day drunk if he has to babysit and do woman's work? Oh dear. Hi in-laws, breakfast is at 12:30. And somebody else says, this is the perfect answer. I mean, brunch is a thing. I will say though, regardless of the fact that it's breakfast or lunch, whatever, I personally would not want that, because I think if I'm having people over for Christmas and I have kids, I want that morning to be just me and my family. I wouldn't want to wake up on Christmas and have people immediately all day. Info, can they pick breakfast up on the way over, like from a nice bakery or something? Who doesn't love a Danish? Exactly. Edit, not the arsehole. I'm just trying to see a way that their visit can help rather than make the day harder. That is very sweet. And I'm sure even if things are closed on Christmas Day, that there is something that you can do to prepare earlier if they still want to eat with you to do that. Or maybe they just don't eat with you. Like, it's fine. Not everything has to be centered around food. Am I the asshole for banning alcohol from Christmas? Oh, my husband's family likes to drink. Every holiday includes multiple bottles of wine, cocktails. I hate drinking. I've never drank. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking. Sorry, that wasn't an agreement. I don't drink, nor does my partner Jamie. We don't drink because we don't like the taste of alcohol and we don't like the feeling of being drunk. We like being in control, and we have also seen people drink too much and we don't particularly like that company. Having said that, just from that first paragraph alone, maybe the OP here will change their tone, but I do think that's very judgy. Even though I don't drink, even though Jamie doesn't drink, we would never stop other people from drinking. Like, if you want to drink, you do you, especially if it's in the context of a dinner or a party. I will just like excuse myself if people are getting so drunk that they're like trashing things or vomiting or trying to make out with people they shouldn't make out with. That is not an environment that I like. Apart from that, and that's just me being in control of my actions, you do what you want to do. This year, I'm hosting Christmas for a change. I decided since it's at my house, there'd be no alcohol allowed as we're all getting older and it's time to grow up. I don't like the wording of this. I heard this phrase before. It says religion is like a penis. It's okay to have one, you just can't shove it down other people's throats. That context applies here as well. It's okay for you not to want to do it, but if they aren't harming other people and they aren't harming themselves, right? I'm not going into alcohol and whether it's a harmful substance. My point is, if they are not like enabling or being incredibly dangerous to themselves, you can't tell them what to do. My husband's sister called to ask what she could bring. She saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she wanted to bring, and I told her about my no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but she must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me and asking me if I was serious, saying that it's lame, but I'm not budging. Now it turns out that my husband's sister is hosting an alternative gathering that almost everyone is choosing to go to instead. It's so disrespectful, all because they'd have to spend one day sober. My husband told me he talked to his sister and we're invited to her gathering, and he said that we should just go and stop causing issues, but I won't. It's so rude. Now husband is mad because I'm making him stay home and spend Christmas with me, but it was my turn to host and I chose to have a no alcohol rule. They could have dealt with it for 1 year. Am I the asshole? I'm pretty certain that I know what I want to say here. Maybe the comments will change it, but as it stands right now, everybody sucks here. The main players, the husband, the original poster who was doing the no alcohol rule, and the sister who is organising an alternative Christmas, you all suck. The only people that don't necessarily suck are the guests who have received one invite and who have received an invite and have chosen to go to the other one, because you are entitled to choose where you want to be. I'm sorry, but you can't force your rule down other people's throat like that. I do these Am I the Asshole videos a lot on this channel. Everybody thinks differently, and I think we can all learn from the best practices and from the worst practices of other people. One of the ways that I think about things is to take the principle of the matter, extract it from the context, and apply it to different situations, because I think by having a rule that you can follow, you can see whether the rule fits with many different things. And in one of the Am I the Asshole videos that I recently did, a lot of people were calling me out for something that I said. There was a lady who wasn't wearing a bra, she was in someone else's house, and of course you should be allowed to not wear a bra, right? I said that as much. But I was also thinking about the overall principle of being in someone else's space and respecting their rules. And one of the alternative situations that I put it towards, and often with these situations you think of things that are more dramatic as well as more trivial, right? To make sure that the rule that you've got works in many different scenarios. One of the alternatives that I thought about was if somebody wore a t-shirt with a racist slogan on it to my house, would I accept that? And no, the point is I wouldn't. And if you're going to come into my space, you are not going to be racist in front of me. It's as simple as that. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it, though also to note, I immediately said that being racist is very different to allowing a woman to have autonomy over what she wears. All this to say, I'm disclaiming that that's what I'm doing right now. And my head, when I thought of this, initially went to smoking, right? I don't smoke. And I feel like it's socially acceptable to smoke in the same way that it's socially acceptable to drink. Having said that, if somebody came to my house and said, hey, I'm going to smoke cigarettes in your house for Christmas all day long and you need to let me because it's Christmas and that is my pleasure, I would be like, no, you are not smoking in my house. But that's because smoking affects my house and affects me. Does that make sense? So for thinking about the general principle, there should be definitely circumstances in which you, as OP, are allowed to put down rules that do prohibit your guests from doing certain things. Having said that, there do seem to be big differences, right, between smoking and drinking. My thinking is smoking harms other people, not just the person who is doing it. It harms the house, the environment, leaves a lingering smell. It also harms other people because I smell your smoke and then I inhale your smoke, and that's bad for my health. So if you want to do something for you, fine, you do it, but do it outside the house. Whereas for alcohol, by drinking, the only person you're really affecting is yourself. As long as I said beforehand, you're not being like a really trashy drunk this, like, trashing up my house. Drink the alcohol. Okay, fine, go for it. Maybe if you think of veganism, right, like vegetarian or veganism, if you don't eat meat and you wanted to host Christmas and you wanted to make an entirely veggie meal, okay, fine. But if other people eat meat, should they be allowed? I guess that's more similar to alcohol, right? Because it doesn't affect you if other people eat meat in the same way that smoking would, right? I think that's quite a similar example. And would I expect people to have a veggie meal? Yeah, I think I would expect people to have veggie meals. I would tell people, because it's different from their usual experience, right? Alcohol, eating meat are both traditional things that you expect as part of the Christmas festive party. So I'd expect to tell them, hey, I'm veggie, so I will be cooking veggie food. But if that person then said, cool, but I'm gonna bring meat, then you gotta let them bring the meat. You can't stop other people from eating what they want to eat. So in the same way, if people were to bring meat because that's what they want to eat, if people want to bring alcohol because that's what they want to drink, you have to let them. You don't need to provide the alcohol, but if somebody else is bringing alcohol for themselves to consume, you cannot stop that from happening. So yes, that is why I'm suggesting, OP, that you are the arsehole. Now I do think your husband's being a bit of an arsehole too, because you shouldn't be expected to go to something when the sister, who is also being an arsehole, by not talking to you about it and just creating a new event. That's not okay. They should be talking to you and having conversations. You don't just create an opposite party. That's very childish. And your husband isn't encouraging any kind of conversation, but is instead just being like, oh, we should go to this other sabotaging event. So all around, very messy. Everybody sucks here. I wonder what you have to say, Peaches. Do comment below and let me know. Do you agree? You are the asshole and the Grinch who stole Boozmas. Someone else says, am I the asshole? Yeah, big time. I barely drink myself, so if OP was feeling pressured to drink, I'd have some sympathy, but that's not what's going on here. OP, you are the asshole. Alcohol being available at festive occasions is quite standard, and it's not surprising that people want it. I would agree with that. I relate to that very strongly. I will have like the occasional cocktail. I just don't like big drinks, but I appreciate that it's part of culture, and if it's part of culture, you can't stop someone, especially on days like Christmas, because like that's often the only time that people have to let loose and to do what they want to do. So you are the asshole. I stopped reading it at It's Time to Grow Up. That was a bit of an aggressive statement. Get off your high horse, OP. I don't like to drink either, but I'd never force that choice on anyone else, especially for Christmas. I really appreciate as well that these comments that I'm finding are ones from people who do not drink themselves, so they're in a similar enough position. It's not that they're being biased and like, oh, let me have alcohol. I'm 7 years sober. It's 100% within OP's right to ban alcohol from her party, and it's 100% within everybody else's right to not go to her party. My wife and I throw parties at all times. There's always alcohol there, because people like to drink alcohol at parties. My personal level of consumption, exactly 0, is irrelevant. I love that. And that's totally true. Even though it might not be right for you to ban alcohol, it is of course your prerogative, but then don't get mad when people don't want to come. I always feel like I overthink these, especially when they're controversial, like when I'm like, oh, ooh. Hopefully this last one will be less tricky. Am I the asshole for not wanting my ex-husband's new daughter to have a complimentary Frozen name to the one our daughter already has? I'm a 30-year-old woman, and my ex-husband, a 35-year-old man, got married less than 6 months ago with his girlfriend, 25-year-old woman, and she got pregnant very fast. Recently he told me that they were having a girl. I'm a huge fan of the movie Frozen, so when our daughter, 6-year-old girl, was born, I wanted to name her Elsa, and my husband agreed to that. I see where this is going. This isn't really Christmas themed, I guess. Frozen is kind of Christmassy, so we'll run with that. I know it's a little dumb to name your kid after things that you like, but it's not a super unusual or ugly name. It's pretty and it means a lot to me. Babe, don't call it dumb. It's fine. If you want to name your daughter, your child, after something that's in pop culture, that's totally fine. If other people don't agree with it, that's their problem, not yours. My husband and I divorced when our daughter was 3. We don't hate each other, but we're not best friends either. The issue with a new baby is that he explained to me after he told his new wife the story behind the name Elsa, she proposed that their daughter should be named Anna, so they could be sisters, like in the movie. For me, it's totally unfair that they're stealing my name process from me like that. What if I have another daughter? It would have been perfect for me to name her Anna, and now I wouldn't be able to do it without it looking like I'm stealing it from them. I don't know. I don't feel like you'd be stealing the name Anna. I feel like many people in the world are called Anna, a variation thereof. And if you consider that stealing, as you've already said, it's being inspired by, right? They're already inspired by you, so it doesn't matter. My husband doesn't even like Frozen that much. He always said his favourite Disney movie was Bolt. I don't know if the mother likes Frozen, but I'm totally sure she doesn't like it as much as me. I demanded to him that they choose another name, but he thinks I'm acting crazy. I called my divorce lawyer, but she doesn't think there's anything we can do about this. My mother just laughed at me. I feel very defeated. My sound has turned turned into anger and an impulse of rage, I called my ex-husband. I told him that if they insisted with using the name, I'd make everything I could to sabotage the relationship between our daughter and theirs, so they were never real sisters like Elsa and Anna. He got angry and said horrible things to me. Because, babe, that's a really horrible thing to say or even think or do. I feel like you were super reasonable for the first part of this, but you've acted a bit much, my love. I immediately regretted saying what I said. It's not true. Have you told him that? Have you corrected that and like ironed that out and really made sure? I would never do that, but the whole situation has been so horrible for me and now he's angry too. I think that I'm ultimately in the right about why they shouldn't use a name, but I'm wrong in what I said and I want to insist on them picking another name but without going too far. Am I the asshole? Yes, I think you are the asshole. I was contemplating whether this is another Everybody Sucks here, but I don't think it is. I do think you are the asshole. And I'm sorry if that sounds really harsh, but I think sometimes the truth hurts and people need to be told the truth in situations like this. Initially, I don't think you were the asshole for wanting someone else not to have a name that relates to your daughter. Having said that, I think it's kind of sweet. Hang on a second. Yes, I do. I also think it's a little bit weird of the stepmom to want to do that with a name because it's your process, you know, because you love Frozen so much. This again may be controversial, but I actually think it's kind of sweet. The new wife, right? The new baby mama. By wanting to name their child Anna, what they're doing is really inviting Elsa, your child, into their home and as part of their family. Isn't that a really lovely thing? That they want to encourage and really solidify and validate the fact that Elsa is having a sister. Like, I just think that I can't see that as anything but a really sweet and accommodating move to your daughter Elsa. I can, however, understand that you are unhappy because you like it. I think there is definitely a level of jealousy going on because someone else has taken that name. Were you planning on having kids before they decided to name their child Anna? And does it matter? If you have another child, you can still name them Anna. It's okay. It doesn't run out of stock. The fact that you would go so far to speak to a divorce lawyer and then threaten to sabotage a relationship between your daughter and somebody else who is going to be part of your family, because that is what family portraits with divorce look like. That child will be a part of your life because they're a part of your child's life. If it bugs you that much and you don't want to name your child, your future potential child, it's not like you're pregnant now, right? If you don't want to name them the same thing as Anna, then choose a different name. It can still be a different name related to the movie even. You went too far. It's not something to get the law involved in. Your child is what's most important, not the label that you stick on them. Let's see what other people say. You are the asshole. Take a cue from your favourite movie and let it go. You know they're not wrong. Not a very nice way to put it. But I can't think of a different phrase. Just, you know, you have to just let it go. OP needs warm hugs. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on, real advice. The name shouldn't bother her anyway. Stop it, Reddit. Stop it with your golden nuggets of shade. You are the asshole. 1, the name Anna has been around a long time, longer than that movie. 2, not your kid. Not your decision. Of course, that goes without saying. I should have said that too. 3, if you do have another kid, you can still use Anna. It's not like it's trademarked. And 4, you seriously contacted a lawyer about this? Ah, interesting. Somebody here says, everybody sucks here, but you suck more. I do think it's bizarre for them to use the name concept that you came up with in this new marriage. As much as I disagree with the name concept itself, it is weird. It's not unforgivable, but it's a move. I disagree with calling it weird because if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, babe. I also disagree that it's a move because I feel like, why are you doing that? You wouldn't name your child just to spite somebody else, right? You're doing it to involve the other child. I think that's cute. Am I being naive? If you had brought it up in a better way, maybe they would have backed off, but you went nuclear. I agree, it's a little bit odd. And I definitely think that because of the way that you reacted, you just need to drop it now. And you need to be fully supportive of your child's relationship with their child, no matter what that child is named. Oh, that was a difficult one. Be kind down in the comments, but please do let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. We're doing these every week. And for now, I will love you and leave you. I'll see you in another video. Be kind and have a great day. Bye.